What is up, my YouTube followers and all YouTubers alike? It's your girl Tanisha, also known as She's a Model. Today I'm going to do a review on the new Bob Marley movie, One Love. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about this movie and what I thought were some pros of this movie, what I thought were some cons of this movie, and what I thought that could have been done better, and what I thought that they actually did really well. All right, so I want to get into this movie because Bob Marley has always been like an influential person to me and my family, and the movie was just so nostalgic to see, and to see in this day and age was pretty amazing for me. Like, I felt really like how do you say it? I felt like I I was being seen, you know. Growing up, just my dad listening to Bob Marley and just being like embedded in his music for so many years, being from Kingston, Jamaica, and just realizing and knowing how much of an impact Bob Marley has made in the country and in the world as a whole. So I was really excited for them to drop this movie in this day and age. All right, so I want to get into the movie a little bit. I want to talk about some things that I liked and some things that I didn't like. All right, so let me go ahead and get straight into this video so that you guys can see or listen or hear what I am going to say, okay? All right, so I watched the movie about a week ago, I would say maybe 2 weeks ago. All right, you guys, and I just want to tell you guys, when you do watch a movie, I don't really know if this was like because of it being the first time it came out, or if they're gonna continuously give these out. They did give this really nice flyer. See if you guys can see that. So the flyer has the actor on the flyer, and it also has Rita, the actor, which is Bob Marley, and it has Rita, which is the actor on the flyer. So can you guys see that? So it's a really nice flyer. It's a nice flyer that you can like keep just to show that you watched it, and it's just really cute that they did give us this flyer, so it made you feel like, you know, you were a part of the movie in a sense. All right, so that was really nice. I thought that was really sweet of them to do that. All right, so that was definitely a plus. I really liked how they did that. All right, so I just want to say this, just a disclaimer. All right, my cons are in no way bashing Bob Marley or his legacy. Okay, he was a very influential artist to so many of us, you know, Jamaicans and non-Jamaicans. He was such a big part of our lives, you know. So I want to thank the family, the Marley family, for creating this movie, for deciding to create this movie, especially at a time like this, because more people need to know about Bob Marley, and more people need to know of his legacy and of the beautiful and rich music that he has left with us for years and centuries to come. All right, so I just wanted to let that out. I am in no way bashing the family for creating this. I just want to state some facts as a Jamaican on how I felt, and as a person that loves Bob Marley in general, how I felt about the movie and how it actually made me feel. All right, so I'm gonna get into the cons first. I'm just gonna throw out the cons first. All right, I just want to get that off of my chest, some of the cons that I noticed and that probably a lot of people noticed about this movie. Okay, so one major con, all right, I'm not bashing, you guys, I promise you, I'm not trying to bash the actor. He did an amazing job in trying his best to depict Bob Marley. I think I watched the interview of him, and he said that Rita had gave him multiple interviews of Bob Marley, and he was trying so hard to capture his legacy, his emotions, his feeling of things into his role. And I thought that was really good that he tried very hard. And he did mention as well, prior to them casting him, he did not think that he was the right fit. All right, he said in his words that the only reason why he would say that he would be the right fit is because he is black and white and Bob Marley is black and white. So that was the only connection that he felt with Bob Marley. All right, so right off the bat, when I thought about that, I thought to myself, why would the Marley family pick someone that, one, isn't Jamaican, okay, has no Jamaican heritage, you know what I mean, and someone that would have to build that image from the ground up, you know, when they could have found a native to play Bob Marley that was already embedded in his image and in his likeliness, you know. So that was a little bit of an odd one to me, you know what I mean. I didn't understand why necessarily they didn't do that, you know what I mean. This is a little spoiler alert. So, but the younger version of the Bob Marley that was playing, that had the scenes in there, he was actually Jamaican, you know what I mean? And he actually played very, very well as Bob Marley at a young age. So I thought that was really, really good when he played it. But the other actor didn't really give that emotion that needed to be given in this Bob Marley movie to make it like feel impactful, you know. I loved the movie, you know what I mean, but I just felt like they could have used a different actor, you know. They should have spent a lot of time, a lot of process into thinking of what actor it is they were going to use, and they probably should have found a native, okay, even if it wasn't a native, somebody that was really, really like close and connected to Bob Marley, that knows him very well, not knows him very well, but just knows how he operates. Prior to them casting, they should have done that initially. All right, so I thought it would have been a lot better if they did do that. All right, so another con that I want to mention is they did not show all of his life. All right, so they showed a part where it was so they started the movie in the beginning of when he got shot, all right, in Jamaica, and I kind of wish that they showed the movie at his younger age, you know, so that we seen things, so that we are, you know, we are aware of things that we don't prior know. You know, it would be really nice if they had done that, or if they had made it so that it was from beginning to end. You know, I just felt like it was so like rushed. You know what I mean? Even though it was a pretty long movie, like I watched it with my fiance and I said, I feel like it was so rushed. And he was like, but it was so long. And I'm like, yes, it was long, but they prolonged scenes that they did not need to prolong in order to make it long. You know what I mean? So I felt like they should have really took a peculiar like feel to the movie and based it from beginning to end. You know, it would have been so much better if they took their time and based it like that. You know what I mean? So the way that they started it, or the period in time of his life where they started it, it didn't really show his legacy. You know what I mean? It didn't really show like the importance of Bob and what he truly, truly meant. I feel like they really fumbled the ball when it came to that. You know what I mean? So I felt like they could have did better in that aspect as well. All right, so another con that I want to talk about in the movie, all right, is the fact that okay, how am I gonna say this? They didn't make it seem realistic, okay? It was like they were rushing. Like I said in the previous con, it's like they were rushing it, you know what I mean? And it didn't seem authentic. You know, the actor, for one, did not seem authentic. And y'all, I don't want to say this for you to not go and watch the movie. Please, by all means, y'all, support this movie, you know, support the family, you know what I mean? Support his legacy. All right, do it. I'm even thinking about, to be honest, watching it a second time, because maybe I might have not like delved into it as much as I should. You know what I mean? But just on first glance, as a Jamaican, as a native, you know, I feel like they could have done better at a lot of things. Like my fiance, he's not a native, and he really enjoyed the movie. Like he said it was really, really good, you know. So I'm realizing that since I'm a native, since I have been raised on Marley and what he was about, since I know so much about his life and his legacy, that movie felt like it was a skim. They were skimming his legacy. They weren't showing his full impact and his full, you know, his full grasp on how he impacted America globally and everywhere else. You know, it just felt too tight. It felt too tight. It needed to be free and just loose and showing all of his beautiful aspects. And I feel like they did not do that, you know, so that was a little bit of a letdown in that. But still, I want you guys to see this movie so you can see for yourself, and so that you can support the Marley family and just support Bob's legacy. You know what I mean? I think it was worth it for me to see it. You know, it was a good, like, nostalgic thing for me to see. But I just felt like it could have been more impactful. I felt like they could have done so much more to make the movie just so much greater, right? So I think I have one more con. And the last con is this movie seemed to be kind of like not really more based on Rita, but you can tell that Rita was made as like this huge, even though she was, I'm not saying that she wasn't, because she was, you know, but she was made as like this huge pivotal thing in Bob Marley's life. And we all know that Bob Marley had mistresses whom he loved as well. Y'all, I am not trying to bash Rita at all, because if Rita was not around or in the picture, Bob Marley probably would not have been where he is at today. So we have to give Rita her props. But you can tell she played a lot into the movie and just the creation of the movie, that you can tell if Bob Marley was alive, you would see so much more in this movie, and not just Rita and his troubles. You know what I mean? You would see so much more, so many more aspects of his life minus Rita and his troubles. You know, I feel like the movie really just was based on Rita and his troubles and a little bit of his music. You know, even like the passing of Bob Marley and why he passed, they did not reiterate his emotions, how he felt when he was passing, you know, what happened to him when he was passing. They did not reiterate that in a way that was just moving, you know. And I'm not saying that it has to be like Grammy or Oscar nominating moving, even though it probably should have been, because Bob Marley is a legend. All right, it just wasn't up to par, you know, in my aspects of things. Okay, so we got the cons out of the way. We got that done. Those are the cons. So let me just talk about some pros of this movie and why I think you should really go and see for yourself how you feel about this movie, because there are some cons and they are going to bring you back like memories. And especially someone that's never learned about Bob Marley, I think this is a really good movie for you to see, so you can learn a little bit more about him. Then you can watch a documentary, then you could go dive in other aspects of his life. All right, so this movie can be like an icing on the cake. Okay, one pro that I really loved about the movie, we're all gonna love this about the movie, is the music. Okay, the music in the movie just brought me back to times of just thinking about Bob Marley and being young with my brother and my sister, and just playing outside in Jamaica. My dad just playing Bob Marley loud, and we just having a good time. Like, I literally wanted to sing in the movie theater. Like, it made me feel so much at home, and I loved that it was so packed. Like, I've never been to a movie I've never been to a movie with it being so packed recently, okay? This movie, when I tell you this movie was packed, it was filled with all types of people from all walks of life. It made me feel like so honored to see so many people out there, going out there, supporting Bob Marley and his family. So I was just so grateful for that. You know what I mean? The music itself was phenomenal. All of the Bob Marley tunes, it showed how he created certain tunes, what he did, the process he did into creating it. Just so beautiful and fulfilling. And I really, really loved that about the movie. I thought it was really, really nice that, you know, they made those little touches into the movie as well, which was super duper sweet. So I really, really enjoyed that, okay? And yeah, so like another thing that I really, really loved about the movie as well was, I kind of mentioned it as well, but it's kind of like how much they showed his humility in the movie. You know what I mean? So they showed that Bob Marley was a very humble man. They showed his God-fearing ways, okay? They showed him being a very conscious, I guess you can say conscious, but just somebody that had his head held high. And it wasn't only about smoking marijuana and getting high. They depicted him in a good way, you know? So I thought that was really, really good that they did depict him in that way. And, you know, they didn't try to tarnish him in any way. So I thought that was really, really nice. They did a great job with doing that and showing his humility and showing how much he was willing to stand up, not for money, not for fame, but for the people, you know, for the people, for you and I, for everyone, you know what I mean? Just to conform and show love. And I loved how the movie depicted that as well, you know, so it was really, really nice, all right? So another thing that I liked about the movie, they did show like a glimpse of him, not much. I feel like they could have showed more, but I like that they showed some of him in his younger ages with Rita, and they showed a little bit about like how he started the music and the band and all that other good stuff. They showed that here and there. It was like clips in the movie, so it was really nice that they like added those clips in, which is really, really sweet. I thought that was super duper nice how they were able to add those in. All right, so I think that is all I have for the pros. Not too many pros. Not saying that it's not a bad, not saying that it's a bad movie, all right? Just saying that they could have done better, all right? They could have done better. But like I said, y'all, this is not to deter you. I promise, this is not to deter you from not watching the movie. This is to deter you from, this is not to deter you from watching the movie, but this is just to tell you that you're not gonna get all the information on Bob Marley's life watching this movie, all right? You're gonna have to research Bob Marley, especially if you don't know about him. You're gonna have to research Bob Marley, research his life, you know what I mean? Research what he was about if you're just learning about Bob Marley, or if you wanna learn more about Bob Marley. This is not just gonna give you what you need, all right? So yeah, I just felt like I really wanted to talk about this because one, I'm Jamaican. Two, I was so excited to see this movie, you know, and three, I was just so excited that this movie was coming out now at a time like this, all right? So yeah, that concludes this video, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like this video so that this can get to more people that want to see the Bob Marley movie, so they can see my honest, 100% honest review. Make sure you guys subscribe. Like I said, I have so many good videos, so I might leave a notification, I might leave a related video or something like that. or if not, just make sure y'all subscribe. I got so many good videos and I got so much more in store. All right, also hit that notification button so you are up to date on all of my videos. I want to thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you guys have a blessed day and or night whenever you are watching this. All right, you guys, and I say this in every end of my video because this is how I live and breathe. His legacy, my legacy, and my life. All right, y'all. So I always say one love, y'all. Peace.